Thank you for viewing this presentation from the Tennessee Department of Revenue on sales tax exemption for research and development machinery. The laws and rules can be found in Tennessee Code Annotated Section 67-6-102, as well as 67-6-206, and Rule number 128 as well. The exemption applies to machinery and equipment that is necessary to and primarily for research and development and includes associated parts, as well as installation and labor. Tax Rule 128 also specifies what research and development includes and what it does not include. In order to qualify for the exemption, the research and development equipment must be for one of the following items: either basic research in a scientific field of endeavor, advancing knowledge or technology in a scientific or technical field of endeavor, development of a new product, development of an existing product, development of new uses of an existing product, or designing and developing prototypes. Activities that do not qualify for research and development credits include market research, as well as efficiency and consumer surveys, advertising and promotions, management studies, research in connection with literacy, historical, social science, psychological, or other non technical activities, as well as ordinary quality control or testing or inspection of materials and products, except for testing and inspection that occurs during qualified research and development. The following items may be purchased free of sales tax. This includes machinery and equipment used primarily for research and development, as well as the parts and accessories for qualified research and development machinery, repair parts and repair labor for qualified research and development machinery, installation labor for qualified machinery, and finally, hydraulic fluids, lubricating oils, and greases for qualified machinery. The exemption will not include energy fuel reduced rates or exemption, as well as reduced rates on water or exemption from those rates. And finally, the sales tax exemption does not apply to industrial supplies. To apply for this exemption, please visit our website at www.tn.gov/revenue, find tax resources, then forms, then tax-specific forms, and sales and use tax. There you will find the application for research and development machinery sales and use tax exemption form. Regarding the application, in order to receive the exemption, the applicant must have an active Tennessee sales and use tax account. The applicant is not required to be engaged in fabricating or processing tangible personal property for resale in order to qualify for the research and development exemption. The applicant with the Tennessee Industrial Machinery exemption must submit the research and development application to qualify for the research and development exemption. Some of the more common reasons applications are rejected is because there are missing descriptions of the research and development activities, missing machinery listed with the description of the research and development use, and also missing descriptions of the research and development services that are provided to customers. Once the exemption is granted, a certificate is issued, and the exempt entities must provide vendors with either a copy of the certificate or a fully completed streamlined sales tax certificate of exemption that would include the research and development exemption authorization number included on the certificate issued by the Tennessee Department of Revenue. The certificate is issued by mail and is also available on the TIN-TAP system upon the application's approval. It's important to remember that the exemption authorization must be obtained prior to making tax-exempt purchases. There is a provision for retroactive authority for the research and development exemption, which may be granted when a failure to obtain the authority prior to making a purchase resulted in a major restructuring of a business, change in ownership, death of a key person in an organization's tax area, if an entity was misled by state officials, which indicated the authority to purchase research and development machinery was not required, And finally, any other grounds that the Commissioner finds satisfactory to allow retroactive application of the exemption. To claim a refund or a credit for tax paid for purchases of qualifying research and development items, please use this procedure. Number one, request a refund from the vendor and provide the vendor with the certificate of exemption. The vendor would then file a refund claim within 3 years from December 31st of the year in which the tax was remitted to the Department of Revenue. The vendor must provide a copy of the purchaser's certificate of exemption with their claim for refund, and the vendor must refund or issue a credit memo for the collected tax to the purchaser and submit such documentation showing that the purchaser received a refund or credit for the tax paid. Thank you for viewing this presentation from the Tennessee Department of Revenue.